Qhakaza, Mntase, sithi Mntase, Qhakaza. Qhakaza, Mntase, sithi Mntase, Qhakaza. Qhakaza, Mntase, sithi Mntase, Qhakaza. Qhakaza, Qhakaza. Qhakaza, Mntase, sithi Mntase, Qhakaza. Qhakaza, Mntase, sithi Mntase, Qhakaza. Qhakaza, Mntase, sithi Mntase, Qhakaza. Qhakaza, Qhakaza.
Greetings everyone and welcome to another exciting, happening episode of Qhakaza Mntase. I am your girl Nicole Coco Fisher and with me I have
Unatiawa, the streets call me Nappy Hippie. Out here rapping the old poetry, aka the 5219. We in the building, man. What's up?
Alright, Nimvila Mosne. Yes, we are back and ready to bring you some exciting entertainment. Otherwise, guys, before we do that, before we kill the whole vibe, we just want to thank our sponsors, Mdantsane, Cellular Lutro Technology, Evolve, Captain Joe's Smart Jiba Accommodation, and Lendao Sikoyo Goku and as Lukolo Palace. Thank you so much, guys, for supporting us. And also, you can follow us on all our social media platforms at Qhakaza Mntase, and you can follow us on Facebook at TAF, that is TAAF. Otherwise, you can also follow us at TAF.EastCape on all other platforms. So, who do we have in studio today? Who?
The one and only
B-Boy Ranks. Okay, greetings. My name is Azola. Mteto is the surname. I also go by the name B-Boy Ranks. B-Boy Ranks has been breaking for, is it 14 years now? No, it's 13 years. It's 13 years, yes. I've been breaking since 2011. And through my journey, I've met a lot of like inspiring b-boys around Eastern Cape and across South Africa, and which I've learned a lot of tactics, a lot of tips, a lot of moves that has helped me out in my journey as a b-boy.
All right, before we start with anything else, we want to know Azola. All right.
Okay, yeah.
So, B-Boy ranks it's in the 2011. But before that, Azola Mbani Ngowapi, where did he go to school? Where did he grow up? You know, we want to know how B-Boy ranks became.
Yep.
I did him in the 2011.
Yeah.
So before that, who is Azola?
Well, Azola, was a... Oh, damn. Yo, the thing is, growing up, I was like a reserved person. I still am. And then I was like very much, had my own thing going on, like my own different things. I grew up at Mdantsane. I was born and raised there, NU2. And then did like my primaries at NU2 as well. High school, I only did grade 8 at Bukhule, and then I left to King Williamstown. That's where I like studied like all my high school years. So it was then that I saw breaking, through like it was music videos and movies. And then I came when it really hit for me, it was when I saw America's Best Dance Crew. That's when it was so fun, because I would see b-boys every now and then, like glimpses of them in like music videos and stuff, and I was into like Michael Jackson and Ushers and stuff.
Bro, I remember we used to roast him as kids. He used to like that. Like, hey, bro, what the hell are you doing? Like, come on the inside.
Listen to this. Like everybody in my hood, like would do like the most popular dance moves like in the at that time, like your toalatas, your kwasas, and I couldn't do none of those because I wasn't into none of them. All of that. And all I was focused on like, yo, I need to learn that Michael Jackson move I just saw. And then there was this other the song by Asha, You Remind Me. That's when I saw somebody like go on their hands and I lost my mind. Like, how did I was like, it must have taken like him like years. Like he must have learned that when he was young and what. I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna forget about them. Just focus on the other ones that are easy to do. And then growing up, I would see these things, and then I would like see like flares and stuff. I didn't know if there were flares back then. I'll see head spins like, yo, you must have been like been young when you first learned that. Like, so I'm just gonna skip past that. Up until one moment, I was like, hey, this dance thing is like this hip hop dance thing is getting like serious for me now. Like I'm being put in like competitions, like I'm battling people, and then at Nosiso High School, which is the high school I went to when I was in King, there was this group. Everybody was doing like crisp-bound dance moves and stuff, and then there was the hype of Crumb coming in as well with Rise, and there was all of that hype going on, and I was like, hey, I had to choose a style then because I was just doing Michael Jackson stuff, and everybody was doing Michael Jackson the way Michael Jackson does Michael Jackson. So if you were dancing a Michael Jackson dance, it'll be that. And then from there on, I wanted something that's gonna be unique to me. So I learned Crump, I learned the Chris Brown moves, I learned everything else, and then this thing kept on flashing in my eyes. I'm like, hey, up until I saw Quest Crew and Beat Freaks. That was around 2010. I was doing my trick then. I saw Quest Crew and Beat Freaks. They both B-boys and B-girls crew. And Beat Freaks is all B-girls. And then Quest Crew is all guys. And then they went head to head up until the finals. I was like, if women can do that, hell no, I'm going in. No shade to women, because what was inspiring for me is that there was a big girl. I think it was Teresa Espinosa. She was a mother of two, and she was doing spins and stuff. And I was like, yo, what's my excuse? What is my excuse?
If a mama can do it,
You know.
you can definitely
Yeah, and then that's when my b-boy journey started, and I was like, I needed to like find out what the basics of these things are. And then I started doing my research. When I went to the internet, I was still staying that side. There were no b-boys that side. Actually, in the place where I was at, which was Phakamisa, there were no b-boys there. And then I was going to come back to MDA anyways. And then, luckily for me, I was shown this tape of Battle of the Year, which is an event that used to happen here in East London at Guild. Yo, there was this. That's when I just like completely lost it, because there was these young kids, so young, they were doing crazy moves like breaking. I was like, I need to come to East London for real now. And then I came through, and then I started meeting like b-boys like from MDA, and they started introducing me to the b-boys in East London as well. And back then, like the dynamics of the breaking scene were like the East London like had more advantage than MDA. Yeah, so I had to come this side to learn, and then while at it, I was trying to start my own crew, and then whatever information I would get this side, I would share with them, and then I would leave them, and then I was that person like going to and fro. Yeah, I think Azola was that person.
So the crew you're talking about, your initial crew, was you, no Steel, was the third guy?
Oh, Tyro. Actually, it was more than that, because when I started this, like, I started with Steel. Like the very first person like we learned like the basic with was Steel, and then as we were doing that, we met a couple of hip hop dancers, because that's what they were doing, and then we introduced them to breaking. Like, stop with that.
Enough with that, come on.
Yeah,
Try this out.
try this. And then we were like in numbers, but we were like about 7 of us. And then that 7 quickly became 3 again, and then it was me, Steel, and Ty. And then that's when we kind of like developed the name MOW, which is Mark of the Wolves. Yeah. And then from there on, it's been the same journey as me. I was like trial and error, doing it wrong most of the time, up until like you put yourself in a position whereby, you know what, I need to actually learn what is it that sets everybody apart from us or me, so that I can be on their level, so that I can compete with them without me having to doubt myself as well.
That's
I
powerful.
honestly believed that. In fact, it was one of those things. I always thought that break dancers were born with it. It's either you've been doing it since
Yeah.
an early age or you're not doing it at all. Like, it's the first time I come across someone who, at that age,
Yeah.
decided, all right, let's go and do research and do this thing. Like, people are flexible.
Yo.
How did you get to the point that you are now?
Well, the thing is, I also had that same thought and approach towards breaking, and I was like, you know what? Maybe it's not for me. Maybe if I had started earlier,
Yeah.
I could have, should have, would have, all of that. And then I realized at some point, while attending workshops, and you know what? It's the mindset you have towards something. If you really want something, you make time for it.
Yeah.
And if you really want to grow with that thing, you make sure that you become consistent with that. And therefore, I then told myself from there on, like from where you are, you can only grow. If you tell yourself that, it doesn't matter what you go through, it doesn't matter what you think like your limits are. But if you tell yourself that from where you are, you can only grow, because there's basics to everything. So attending workshops helped me get that idea behind at the back of my head, and like de-learn everything that was construct that held me back in terms of my development. So I started questioning myself. Okay, what is it that that person has that I don't? It always boils down to two things: experience and exposure, which is, this person has been doing this for a lot of time and he's been exposed to the battle scene longer than I have. Yeah, so I had to get those things, as well as not forgetting that I had to practice. I had to like give it more time. For example, there was a time where we were like, okay, practice at art center, and then when I get home, I wouldn't sleep up until 12, because I was like, you know what, I want to grow. I want to grow. I would just spin I would just make space in my room and then spin until like the parents complain. Hey, yo, you're making noise. Yo. Yeah, so it will be that. And then really the flexibility is all in the mind. If you tell yourself you can do it, then you'll find ways.
That's big.
So not only are you a dancer, but you're also a choreographer. I understand that you have your lessons at Mdantsane Art Center.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, the choreography part, well, it's interesting to me because there was a time, it was 2013, 2014. We created this group with with the East London B-boys. It was called the Buffalo City Breakers, and we had to go compete in Cape Town. With that part, choreography in breaking is more of a, it's different than you if you were to battle or you have to compete, because it taps into your into your into your inner creativity of what you already have, because you have to be able to convey a different story than you were if you were to battle. You're battling, you have to be aggressive, you have to be in your face, you have to be all that. But in choreography, you have to be storytelling. You have to interact, you have to connect with whoever that you are trying to convey the message to, or whatever message that you're trying to convey. That journey for me was influenced a lot by my crew, which is MOW and BC Breakers, which is Buffalo City Breakers. And I'm very grateful because I never thought like I would have that part in me. And then with that also, it kind of like influenced the drive for us as a crew to want to develop a breaking scene in MDA. So with my crew, so we developed this idea whereby we're gonna do sessions around the units in MDA so that we can spread awareness on breaking, because it's not as popular as other dances in MDA. And so with the sessions, what we would do, we would just do sessions and then we would teach. But most of the time, we do that at Art Center. So we are usually there at 3:30 every Mondays and Wednesdays, and then whenever we get a chance, we'll just go and squeeze in whatever time we can get. But most of the times, it's usually Mondays and Wednesday from 3:30, and then we will do all the teaching there. And then once we get a chance, then we go do sessions. Usually during the weekends at a specific unit or location there that we feel like might be far from Art Center, but this could inspire somebody.
You know, when you have a passion for something, when you love something, there's always someone in that specific field that you look up to. Sometimes it can be someone around you, someone there far, like you say, the stomp they had, you got served kind of people, But then you also have Oprah from the next location. So when you started out, who was the one person that you aspired to be?
Well, okay, I aspired to be somebody like from from the US, but but what really helped me like break out of that mindset, but okay, it's not about like perceiving things as from the US, but actually grounding yourself here, was everybody that I met during my breaking journey. Because when I was doing my research, all I would see was the USB boys, USB boys. When I came to MDA, the first person I saw was Pokey, which was a member of Twix crew. Twix crew was a dope crew. Like, yo, those guys were insane. They could break. They did popping. They did extreme moves, and then what else was it? Was tutting. So it was there's also another form of dance where you isolate with your hands and stuff. So that's where the name Twigs comes from. So all of them in Twigs had something to share with me that I couldn't get from the videos, because in a tutorial you're gonna see what you see and you're gonna try to mimic that as much as possible. But when you have somebody interact with you, they're gonna tell you, you know what, you're doing this wrong. Try this approach and whatnot. So it was here. It was Pokey. It was Ondela, which is Big O. It was Shine. It was it was JMT. And then from there on, I went from jamming with them to jamming with King, which is another friend of mine I met at NU10 while I was staying there, aka Melitafa. He's a graph artist right now. So he had a space at NU10, which in Nyameko, it's a school there. Then we would go there, and he was dancing with Obora. Yeah, HTBs, all of them. But he was the only b-boy there, so we would like everyone that could dance hip hop. We would go to their spot, and then we would find, okay, this guy is a b-boy. Let's go to him. So it was King after that, and then it was Cypher, it was Max. Max then introduced me to the whole of East London b-boys, and that's where Smoke, Sherwin, Lionel Constable, yeah.
What's the Lisa?
Lisa, yes. Funny enough, my first ever competition I entered, I got smoked by Lisa so bad. I was like, yo, I was like, nah. I got smoked so bad, but I was like, yo, is this for real? That's when I knew, by okay, you don't play here. You don't play here. Yeah, so basically everybody in the East London community, they helped me like ground myself up and then pick myself up from there on.
You know what I actually like? I was asking about one specific person that had an influence in you becoming the person that you are now. And this guy just made everyone, every
Yeah.
little contribution that people had. You know, big ups to you. You are that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're not narrowing it down to one person. It's amazing that you're giving credit to everyone that you've crossed paths with. So we all know b-boy breaking. It's not a popular dance.
Yeah.
It's not getting the attention that the other dance styles has been getting, and it's been like that for years. How would you say this has played a negative role in not only your life as a b-boy, but every other person that has a passion for this dance style?
Well, it makes it difficult because, first of all, breaking, I'm gonna be honest, I always tell like everybody, it's easy if you can just like focus on the basics and what and try to find an angle. It's not. This is in as much as it is a dance, in as much as it is an art, this is a sport because you have to have an intimate relationship with your body. You have to understand what your capabilities are and your limits are. And then on top of it all, you have to train every day. If you're not doing the moves, you have to do at least like 100 push-ups a day or even more. So, with it being an unrecognized dance in some regions, or it's being a dance that's being overlooked, I feel like a lot of people give up too soon in breaking, especially with the people that I've taught. They give up too soon without having to see what their true potential is. For me, when I started, it was never about the competition or what. I was just, you know what, I need to pick a side, and this is it. Yeah, I need to. Yeah, yeah, and it was that because back in the days it was like an extramural activity. It was a hobby. It was something you just do like outside, and it was an escape.
That's what happens in like
Yeah.
from that side of smoke them and showing them. It's a thing of where it's playtime and then just suddenly they decide, okay, this click up against this click. You don't even know how to break dance, but you're gonna
You
choose a
gonna do
side. So
exactly.
it was literally part of playtime.
Yeah.
So what you're saying, like you've never had this intention of it becoming a professional thing for you. For you, it was just you feeding your curiosity, your love
Yes.
for it, feeding your love
Yes.
for it because you were watching you God.
yeah, to pick up where we left because with the sessions we had to like focus on preparations for Red Bull BC1. So what we expect now is all of that. Even today, my crew, like two of my crewmates, were sessioning with Justin and Errol. I forgot the other guy they brought with. Justin is another b-boy that was in the nationals as well, so he got selected in the regions to be part of the nationals. So he made top 16 as well. So we'll be doing those throughout up until we can be able to host an event whereby like there's a battle bracket for us. Yeah.
I see the Battle of the Year thing. It's not happening the way it did.
Yeah, the Battle of the Year, I think died out when I was just coming into the scene. And then I was like, yo, with all that excitement. And then it was like, it happened for a year. And then also there was another one, it was called Fatal Four Way. There was also, what you call this? Face to Face. Yeah, yeah, and then what other, ill delivery as well, which was two versus two. Ill delivery is still happening. Last year, me and my crew were in the semis. We got knocked, me and Ty. Yeah, we got knocked out in the semis, and then our juniors made finals. Yeah, so we also have juniors as well that are competing. Yeah.
I think sometime, I'm not sure if it was last year or the year before that, there was talks in the news of breakdancing. They want to officially market as a sport for it to happen, for them to be placed into the Olympics,
Yeah.
the Commonwealth as
Yeah.
a sport.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Yo, that is crazy. Yo, cause it's a huge nudge in the right direction for breaking, especially in the region that we're in, because that's also something big towards to look towards, because a lot of people don't really understand like the dynamics of Red Bull and stuff. Like they see that okay, you have to be really dope to become part of Red Bull. Like you have to do extreme stuff, yeah. And then sometimes breaking is perceived as that, of which it is in a way. But now, when you enter the realm of Olympics, then you can get to understand that this is something that anybody can work towards, just like any other sport. Yeah, for the fact that it can be recognized as an Olympic sport, it means that this thing can be taught and it can be learned as well. It has been that way before, but there's been fewer platforms that kind of like allow people to actually get that information across or to receive that information. And even for me, when I first heard about Rebel BC1, it was through like networking with every people here. And then they will be asked like, are you going to the next event? Like, dude, I don't know these things. And I'm like, hey, it's happening, let's go. And I'm like, dude, I nigga, don't mind, let's go. Yeah. Exactly. I was there and I was like, hey, I don't have the right moves. They're like, nah, let's go, you're gonna do what you can.
And then also with it becoming an official sport that will be identified by the Commonwealth and as well as the Olympics, this means that there will be coaches.
Yeah.
training, Like every professional aspect that they put
Yeah.
into any other sport. Like,
Yeah.
how do you feel about that?
It-
I mean, that's one thing that you guys are advocating for. that
Yes.
You guys are lacking. In fact, you guys are not being helped in this aspect where this is being taken serious. So if this breakdancing becomes an official sport, how do you think this coaching would help you guys?
Well, hopefully, we'll get a lot of investors in our region, because that's what we hope for. Like people to kind of like come and lift the scene up, because Yeah, pretty much the scene here in South Africa is either dependent on people who, or groups that decided to join together, register their own company, and then started doing events, and then they do the teaching themselves. Um, in Cape Town, stuff like that is happening. In Joburg, stuff like that is happening. Also here in East London, there's a lot of that happening already. But now with the selection of breaking in the Olympics, well, I do hope that like it brings like investors even to this region, because you'd find out that when we were going to PE, majority of the b-boys are from East London, and of those b-boys in East London, you find out almost like 40% of them have like developments, like they have people that they're grooming. Yeah, so it will be a good sight to see, because though they're doing out of their own hearts and pockets, whatever is in there, and whatever that they give to those children is a lot. It counts for something, and for me, I wish that the young ones as well could like steadfast long enough to see themselves become part of an Olympic team, because that's what my goal is. That's what my goal was with Red Bull, to see majority of MDA or my crew, become part of the nationals. Yeah, but luckily, like there was two of us from MDA and my crew in the nationals, and more of that happening is gonna bring light into the scene in Island, and showing that, you know what, there are b-boys here, there are b-girls here that are doing this. Yeah.
I also think with it becoming a sport, it would really develop and encourage the younger generation.
Yeah.
And for them to have that mentorship, the training, the opportunities, because I feel like at the moment the opportunities it's limited.
Yeah.
For in this. So if it becomes a sport, it definitely will open a lot of doors. Especially for the younger generations.
Yeah.
Professionals,
Yeah.
so
True.
yeah.
I think it would also help to actually remove the stigma, because we've always perceived as if people as colored.
Yeah.
So I think it would also create awareness in the sense of born by
And also there are a lot of parents who feel like this is not a dance form. It's not. I don't want my child associated with this, which is, it's a dance form. There's nothing wrong with it. But I hope that from then onwards, it's up and.
From where you are, you can only grow.
Yes. As Qhakaza, as Muyumba.
Pambi. Qhakaza.
Alright, Rens, it was so good to have you in our studio today. Yes,
What color is this? I don't know.
I'm colorblind.
It was so nice to have you. Actually,
Thank you for having me.
before we say farewell, I don't like saying goodbye again.
I hate it too.
Especially after now.
It was such a good talk, guys, I don't want to become emotional and sad. Not like
Tissue yam. Tissue yam.
It's not waterproof, it's made in China.
Whoa.
So before we close off the show, can you please take your time and tell people out there, whoever's watching and everyone who's watching, where can we find you on socials?
Well, I'm available on.
Over there.
Hi guys. Hi mom. I'm available on Instagram, which is b-boy. Whoa. Why don't I know? b-boy underscore ranks. I'm playing. It's b-boy underscore ranks, and then on Facebook, you'll find me as Azola ranks Mteto. I also have a page which is b-boy ranks. On YouTube, it's also B-Boy Ranks, but you can search the handle at the real B-Boy Ranks. And then for my crew side, it'll be on Instagram, Mark of the Wolves _ all one word. And then on Facebook, the page is Mark of the Wolves with spaces in between. Mark of the Wolves dance crew.
All right, yeah, there you have it from Mark of the Wolves. Interesting name.
Very interesting, yes.
Everywhere we go, we leave a mark.
Oh, okay, all right. We villain was there. It's all about leaving a mark, guys. So I know what I'm gonna leave. Footprints as big as Bigfoot.
Yup.
All right, thank you so much for joining us in studio. It was absolutely amazing having you. And this one doesn't like it when I have new friends.
Ne?
So you're friends now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What
cool.
did you think?
No?
I'm sure he doesn't mind Kubindim.
Oh, but you know you are my other half. I have no other half besides you. First, I was gonna say first lady, but I'm the first lady, first gentleman.
Shots fired.
He's the first gentleman. And before we wrap up this week's episode, we'd like to thank our sponsors once again. That is a Mdantsane, Cellular Technology, Evolve, Smart Diva Accommodation, Captain Joe's, and this beautiful place that we're at, Lucolo Palace. You know, Alright, and then also you can follow us on all social media platforms at Qhakaza Mntase. You can follow us on Facebook at TAAF, and on other social media platforms you will find us at TAF.EastCape. Yes, and for this week we are saying
Qhakaza Mntase.
Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza. Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza. Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza. 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 Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza. Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza. Qhakaza Mntase sithi Mntase Qhakaza.